Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing really well and having a fab day. So today I wanted to sit down and do a bit more of a relaxed chatty video where I plan for the month ahead. Before I jump into planning for March, I'm going to reflect on February. So for context, I'm in the middle of renovating our home and it has been really fun and exciting, but it's meant that the whole month has been really busy and really chaotic, especially as a lot of things didn't quite go to plan, which did stress me out, but it's just served as another reminder that things don't always go to plan and all I can do is try my best. So to help me reflect, I like to use the monthly pages in the gratitude journal. I do have reflection templates in the planner, but this is just what I prefer using. So starting with the moment of the month, I'd say this was catching up with an old friend for lunch. I hadn't seen her in ages just because we've both been so busy, but finally seeing her in person was great. It was really nice to just relax, hang out and have a good laugh. I'd say the biggest accomplishment this month was getting the kitchen units and the worktops ordered. Honestly, we spent a lot of time looking at loads of different colours, materials, and playing around with the kitchen layout, so to finally get this done genuinely did feel like a massive achievement. The biggest lesson I learned this month is that I shouldn't deprioritise time for myself to make time for other priorities. I feel like with this renovation project, my to-do list is just always getting longer and longer, and I was spending so much time on those things and then not leaving enough time to relax and decompress. And all that ended up doing is making me even more stressed out and get really easily irritated, which obviously wasn't very helpful. And I think based on this, next month I'm going to have to be really intentional about leaving time in my evenings to relax and completely ignore things to do with work and the renovations and just take time for myself to just chill out. For next month, I also want to stay consistent with working out in the mornings. This was a change I made because of the renovation project, and initially I thought it would just be a temporary change, but I found that working out in the mornings really does help me feel more energized and motivated for the day. Then down at the bottom here we've got the monthly check-in section, and for February I'd say it's been pretty good across the board with the exception of my well-being, but I have thought about things I can do next month to improve that. And then next month, I'm of course really looking forward to the renovation work properly starting. It's going to be really nice to see everything get installed and just slowly all come together. Okay, so let's get into actually planning for March. So when I plan for my month, I kind of just switch back and forth between the calendar and overview pages. I'm going to start on the calendar page and write down any key dates, appointments and fixed plans for the month. So this month I've got a nail appointment and I've also made plans for dinner with a friend, but I'm gonna add a reminder to check that she's still free on this date, as we did make these plans a little while ago, and if she is, then I need to remember to make reservations for us. I've also got a big trip to IKEA planned this month, which is always a lot of fun. And lastly, I'm going to add a reminder to update my monthly finance spreadsheet. So for now, that's it with the calendar. So I'm just going to swipe across to the overview page. Based on my reflection of February, I think my focus for this month is going to be consistently working out in the morning. I genuinely think it's going to be really good for me if I can make this a part of my morning routine. Self-care this month just needs to be focused on relaxing and not just stressing myself out all week and then giving myself a few hours on the weekend. I'm going to be really intentional about leaving time each day to just chill out and relax. So next I'm going to move down to the task section, but I'm not going to write down anything to do with the renovation here, as I have a whole separate section in my planner for that. But as I know it's going to be another really busy month, I'm going to avoid giving myself too much to do, as there's really no point writing down stuff just for the sake of it, and I don't want to overwhelm myself. Pretty much all of these tasks here are fairly easy and quick to do, and I don't think any of them are so important that if I push them into April it will cause any issues. A recurring priority I have every month is to create content for the newsletter, and I'd say this normally takes me about 3 days to get done, so I'm going to make it a focus for a week on my calendar. And it's not that I'm going to work on it every single day that week, this just gives me an idea of when I'm going to work on this task, and having a deadline means I'm more likely to actually get it done. As March is going to be another really busy month, I think it's wise to just stick to one priority for this month. So I'm going to now move on to my goal focused tasks. In terms of my goals, I'm aiming for about 1 YouTube video a month at the moment. As creating content for YouTube is a new skill for me, it does take around 5 or 6 days to get this task done. So again, I'm going to add this to my calendar. I normally leave about a day to actually plan the video, and I typically do this the weekend before filming. And then the following weekend I'll focus on filming the content for the video. And lastly, I'm going to give myself a few days to edit in the evenings. Although I might move things around a bit, just having this mapped out at a really high level on my calendar gives me a bit of focus, and it also reminds me to avoid making other plans on these days, and of course having a deadline means I'm a bit more likely to actually get it done. I do have a couple of other goals that I'm working on, but I know I'm not going to have a lot of time, so I'm just going to write down tasks that are nice and easy to get done, that allow me to stay connected to my goals without then overwhelming me. Lastly, as the focus of my month is to work out in the mornings, I'm just going to add a habit tracker and see how I get on over the month. So that's pretty much everything for the monthly calendar and overview pages. I then move on to creating the vision board, which is the fun bit, and to do this I use Pinterest and Canva. So it's really simple to do this. All you need to do is open up Pinterest and start browsing and downloading the images that you like. Honestly, there's not really much logic to the images I use in my vision boards. I just try and find pictures that make me feel motivated and inspired for the month ahead. Once you've got all of the images for your vision board, you're going to want to open up Canva and upload those images. And then really simply just drag and drop those images one by one to your template and play around with the positioning and the sizing until you feel like you're happy with how everything looks. When you're done with creating your vision board, you'll need to download it as an image. So just tap up here and this will download an image to your photos album on your iPad. Then go back to GoodNotes and import the image we just downloaded. And I know some people like to add keywords to their vision board, so you can do this in Canva using their text tool, or you can just write directly on your vision board. So now that I'm done with planning everything for March, the final thing I'm going to do is just refresh my home screen. As I spend so much time on my iPad, I do like to refresh my home screen and my lock screen. I'm going to use one of the free iPad wallpapers that will be sent out as part of the March newsletter, along with the digital stickers that you saw me using earlier. The only other thing I do on my home screen is change my widgets, and I've created these using an app called Widgetsmith, which most of you probably know about. You can create a new widget or just edit an existing one, and again the images I'm using have been taken from Pinterest. Within the app there's loads of different options and cool things that you can create, but I prefer to have quite a minimal home screen, so I've just got one large widget and then 2 small ones. So that's everything for this monthly plan with me video. I really enjoyed filming this one, so I hope you guys also enjoyed watching it. Lastly, I hope you all have a great month, and I will see you guys in the next video.